What is going on, guys? DBG here, and in this video we are going to be going over the best small forwards for every budget and every playstyle in NBA 2K21 MyTEAM. So I'm going to say this right now, the small forward position is very, very disappointing. The top tier small forwards are fine, but when you're looking at a lot of the top tier ones, they're not purchasable from the auction house, so they won't really be able to be used for this video. So the likes of, say, like Dr. J, Latrell Sprewell is really good. And I was looking through, I was really disappointed in this position. I don't know why. Like, normally small forward position you'd assume is one of the best ones. I just struggled big time to find any good ones. So normally we'd start off, the point guards especially, we started off with like the ultra cheap ones. The ones you would get when you just start the game. And normally I have a set total for like 2000 MT, and is there really any? Like, Melo, if you want to start on him. If you go into token rewards, I know I have them all because I'm on a different account right now. There's no good Emerald token rewards, as far as I'm aware, that are small forwards. Like James Posey, maybe. Actually, you know, yeah, when you start off the game, you get James Posey. You get your 3 tokens. If you want a small forward, James Posey's the guy to go for. I would still advise you to use Clay at small forward instead, though. So let's have a look. Basically, it's this guy right here. The only player that I would consider, I think, is he in finals? Or no, he was in clutch. He was that early. The only real one I would consider picking up is Trevor Ariza. Trevor Ariza is 800 MT, and he's good. And like, there's so many of them because so many people are getting clutch packs. He will never be rare. He is really good for 800 MT. Like, he's definitely the best you can get for that, for the like very starter player. Like silver heart or bronze heart crusher, goal catch and shoot, good release, can shoot the 3-ball, can play a bit of defense. Not particularly fast, but not too slow. He's unusable, and that's pretty much it. I wouldn't advise on getting a Robert Horry, honestly, and I without doubt hate Kukoc, even though Kukoc is a tiny more expensive. But these guys would be like the ultra cheap players, and there's no other really like ultra cheap small forwards that I would suggest. I definitely would suggest running a Paul George or a Klay Thompson small forward though, or a Nick Anderson. Like, if you need to do that, that's perfectly fine. And we're on to the budget players. So the budget players, like, as you guys can probably tell, this video is going to be a lot shorter than my other videos. But as far as budget players go, in the small forward position, there's kind of 2 that a lot of people would use. First up is the Andrew Wiggins cards in the international set. And I'm not that high on this card. I'm going to say this right now. I'm not that high, but like objectively less than 10k. He's the top 2 primary small forwards. So Andrew Wiggins is pretty okay. Like, his release is decent. He's got 22. Which is a fine release. He's got 4 gold, 6 silver badges, and 1 bronze. Pogo stick, fast break finisher, Showtime, slittery finisher. His 6 silvers are okay, I guess. He's got bronze clamps. And the thing is with Andrew Wiggins is that he is a decent shooter, a fantastic dunker, but he's very quick. 88, 84, 88 is very quick with 85 lateral quickness. So if you're someone that relies a lot on speed, and there are a lot of people that do rely on speed. So if you're playing a full court press, if you're somebody that likes to attack the basket a lot, does he have Showtime? Yeah, he's got goal Showtime. If you're somebody that gets a lot of dunks in the fast break, yes, he can be effective. But for someone like myself, the way I play, he's not great, but he's objectively good. However, the best budget guy you can get is this dude right here, Bruce Bowen. Unless you want to use a Nick Anderson at the 2 guard, which is perfectly fine to do. And Nick Anderson is an absolutely incredible card, or Nick Anderson small forward. This Bruce Bowen card, he's as good as you can pick up, like 2,500 MT, and he's not going to go open price. I'm pretty sure finals packs are in all of the TTO boards, so he's not going to go open price anytime soon. If anything, he goes to 3k from one of these videos. It's not the biggest deal in the world. So 2.5k MT. He's got gold catch and shoot, gold corner specialist, gold clamps, gold intimidator, gold steady, which is a little bit annoying on this gen, but if you got an next gen, that's gold blinders, which is a great badge. He's got base 40, which is like the air release, really good. Not going to be there to take layups, but he's got an 88 3-pointer. He'll dunk if he's wide open. 96 perimeter defense, 96 lateral quickness, and moderately good speed. That is incredible for Bruce Bowen. As well as that, let me just throw him into this team. Bruce Bowen has got hot zones, especially if you're playing on this gen. If you're playing on PS4 and Xbox One, hot zones means so much. He's got 4 hot zones outside the 3, so he is a beast. As well as that, Actually, a duo with Ori. That might be the worst duo to run, actually. If you are just starting out the game, that might not be a bad dynamic duo to run. But the fact that he's got hot zones for the spots means he'll be money. Trust me, he will be money from outside the three-point line. As long as you're not shooting from the middle and you're not shooting from too deep. So he is definitely, without question, the best budget player to go. Now we're on to the kind of like lower mid-tier players, the kind of like mid-tier guys, but cheaper mid-tier guys. So we're going to start off with somebody that is, again, it's really good if you're a runner. If you're somebody that likes to shoot the ball, this guy's not going to be great. It's Larry Keenan. So Larry Keenan he's got a lot of badges. He's basically like he's like a downgraded Giannis. That's the way he plays. He's around 9k MT. And for 9k MT, you're getting a really nice card. Does not suit my playstyle, so which is why I won't use him. But he's got half showtime, which is a really good badge to have. He's got silver clamps, silver quick first step, silver downhill, silver giant slayer, pogo stick, really nice release actually base 4. So next gen he'll be hitting threes very consistently. He's got a 69 3 ball, 95 driving dunk, 84 ball handle, got great rebounding stats, got really good speed to ball acceleration, 85 lateral quickness. Actually, to be completely honest, I'm getting my PS5 in a few days. I might just buy him. I have 700k and I'm getting my PS5 in a few days. And I think, okay, someone bought him for 9,250, I guess. So let me just go and buy him for 9,500 then. But yeah, he's someone, if you are playing on PS5, is going to be even better because he'll be able, with base 4, will be hitting corner threes very, very easily. Everyone can shoot in that game. Trust me, everyone can shoot in that game. So he's definitely going to be really, really good for that gen. But on this current gen, you're getting a Giannis type player. He's not going to be Giannis, obviously, but you're getting like lower Giannis. You're getting a downgraded Giannis, basically. You're getting a guy who does very similar things to what Diamond Giannis does in terms of his dunking, in terms of his ability on defense, but he's just not quite as good. So that is why he is going in here. Well, he's on the list because he's great, but that's why I wouldn't necessarily say 1,000,000% go get him. I've bought him, but he doesn't suit everyone's playstyle. Then we have got just a beast, and it is from the Possessed set, wherever that is. There we go. The guy that I don't have yet, Jimmy Buckets. Jimmy Butler around 20k. Surprisingly enough, when Donovan Mitchell has gone up in price, Jimmy Butler's gone down in price. Why is there so many of every card on the market? Is every card going down in price or something? Either way, Jimmy Butler, he's got Curry Slide, which is a lot better on this gen than it is on next gen. I'm telling you this right now. This card is better on PS4 than he is on PS5. Got half Green Machine. He's got half Pick Dodger, half Interceptor, half Trapper. Sorry, not half Interceptor. Gold Interceptor. He's only got one Hall of Fame badge and it's Green Machine. He's got Pro Touch, Tireless Shooter, Volume Shooter. He's got Clamps, Intimidator, Heart Crusher, Tireless Defender, Stop and Go, Clutch Shooter, Hot Start, Difficult Shots, Pick and Popper, Defensive Leader, Deep Fades, Flexible Release. So like he's got a bunch of badges anyway. And the big thing with his stats his stats are really good as well. Good dunking, decent 3-ball, decent layup. He's got a really great perimeter defense, okay speed, and great lateral quickness. Only problem is that he doesn't have the hot zones to make him an absolute lights out shooter, and you kind of have to upgrade badges to get him at his full potential. Like, yeah, he's a beast, but you kind of have to go and give him range extender to make him play to his full potential. But other than that, though, he's incredible. If you can find you'll probably find a range extender one of him for around like 35k, and that would be a well spent 35k. That's all I'm gonna say. So yeah, he's a really, really great player. And then I'm gonna talk about this guy because I think he's a beast on next gen. He's a beast PS5, Xbox Series X. Caron Butler. So Caron Butler around less than 10k MT, around like 8k MT. The dude plays no defense. Like, he literally plays no defense. Yes, he can get clamps. He can get clamps. That's a big thing. But the guy has 73 lateral quickness. It's awful. But he's got decent speed to ball and acceleration. He's got the Pro 3 behind the back, which is unbelievable. A great 3-ball. Hot zones everywhere. He's got 22 gold badges, which including Steady, which is blinders next gen. Green Machine, Showdown, Fancy Footwork, Trapper. He's got Acrobat, Catch and Shoot, as well as a good 3-point rating, good driving dunk, Honestly, he's a guy that I would not suggest you in a million years. Not in a million years would I suggest you buy this guy if you're playing on PS4 Xbox One. But if you're playing on PS5, you might look into him. Like 10k MT, you're not getting much better for the price. He's a really good card. Definitely not in this gen, but next gen, he's nice. I'm telling you, he's nice. Then, now we're on to our top tier players. So our top tier is the most expensive. First of all, I have to talk about this guy. I have to talk about these two guys right here, LeBron James and Vince Carter. I advise you to buy either of them. Not in a million years. I have a feeling that these guys are going to come out in super packs and go ultra cheap. Well, not go ultra cheap, but not be like 1.4 million? How long to go? With an hour to go, so 2 million. LeBron's the best, arguably the best two guy in the game. He's 2 million MT. 2 million MT. Yes, he's fantastic, but there's no point even talking about him. He's just too expensive. Vince Carter is probably 1 million MT. Really good, but just too expensive to talk about. So I'm going to talk about some like kind of realistic options. So the first realistic option in terms of like the top tier small forwards, this LeBron James. Yes, he's worse, but he's around 100. You can probably get him for around 150, 200k. A lot of the times you can get him for less. 6'9", he's got 5 Hall of Fame badges. Still super fast. He does not have the badges, only like silver clamps, no quick first step. He can't, I don't even think he can give him any good upgradable badges. He can't. The whole thing with this card is he's still got unbelievable speed. Still got LeBron's dunk package. Still got the Pro 8 tween. Still got unbelievable speed. Still a pretty good defender. If you're playing on PS5 or Xbox Series X, he's a beast. This gen, it depends on your playstyle. Trust me, it depends on your playstyle. If you want a much better Wiggins, then LeBron James go for you. If you like Wiggins, LeBron would be a great upgrade. If you don't like a player like Wiggins, LeBron there'd be no point using him. So then we're on to our last top tier small forward, and it's Giannis Antetokounmpo. So Giannis, as far as defense goes, is god tier. I would wait to buy Giannis because we currently have 3 of our Idols players, and as far as I remember last year, they released the Super Packs was released after the 4th one, I think. Super Packs were released like right before the 5th Idols player. If I'm not mistaken, they released 4 and then Super Packs, then they released the final one. Not wait for Super Packs at the end. So I do think we get Super Packs for Idols at some stage, or we get a Season 2 Super Packs where I'm not even entirely sure if Giannis was in Season 2. I don't think he was. Either way though, there's a good chance he ends up in Super Packs. But 6'11", 5 Hoff badges, defensively he's just god tier. He is god tier on defense. Got silver clamps, doesn't matter. Silver quick first step. He's got bronze interceptor, feels like it's gold. He's ridiculous. 6'11", plays lanes. Not a great 3-point shooter, only 69 rating. Has got a okay post game, but again, it's not like you're going to be using it too much. Got a great driving dunk. Good enough ball handle. Still got his glitchy behind the back, which is even better next gen. Great speed, speed ball acceleration. Great lateral quickness. And yeah, Giannis is just unbelievably cheesy. So anyway, yeah, that, like, surprisingly enough, that's really it. Like, when we look at other cards that people are running to small forward position, like, none of these are small forwards. Kevin Durant, I think he sucks. Well, he sucks for his price. I would not really advise you guys to buy him. If you are a big Kevin Durant fan, you can get away with him. He's definitely someone that I will kind of maybe mention in, like, the upper mid tier players. Another 2 guys, actually, sorry, one other upper tier player that I've completely forgot is this dude right here. Is Paul George. Paul George is another really good player. I don't know why I forgot Kevin Garnett. Paul George, as far as like bang for your buck, if you want a top tier small forward and you don't really like Giannis' shooting and you want someone that can play defense, go to the basket and hit an open jump shot at a high, like at an elite level, Paul George might be that guy. He's got Hall of Fame Pogo, Chase Center, Hall of Fame Chase Center as Pogo and Green Machine, gold catch and shoot, gold clamps, gold interceptor, gold deadeye, silver quick first step, silver heart crusher. He's also got a good 3-ball, great driving dunk. If you are playing on PS5 or PS4, he's got the Pro 5 behind the back, which is great. If you're playing on PS5, unfortunately, he's got the Pro 5 behind the back, which is awful. Same SIG, it's all great 1 gen, awful next. He's got a good steal, good perimeter defense, good speed, and good lateral quickness. PG is fantastic, lads. He's absolutely fantastic. So if I was to say bang for your buck, if you have like a 500-600 KMT squad, I definitely would say Paul George is probably the guy to use. He's probably the guy to use. If you are on an extreme budget, I'd say Bruce Bowen is the guy to use. But like in terms of MT value, there's no point. Like you are getting a tiny upgrade. If you upgrade to LeBron James Pink Diamond from Paul George, you're getting a tiny upgrade. If you upgrade, like it's debatable who's better, LeBron James Diamond, Giannis, or Paul George. Like that's a debate. I'm personally going to say that probably PG's better, but that's just for my playstyle. A lot of people prefer the other guys, but PG's great. And one other guy I have to kind of mention, because it all depends on your playstyle, because for me, he's a god. It's Larry Bird. So Larry Bird is a sniper. He's slow as hell. He is the slowest person I will ever use. He's the slowest player I will ever use, including centers. Actually, maybe he's faster than centers. But just about. 64 speed, or 66 speed, 64 speed ball, 63 acceleration. But he's at 88 lateral quickness. So he can clamp up on defense, laterally anyway. But he's got a 93 ball, feels like he's 99. I have yet to use him on next gen, but on this gen, he is my favorite shooter in the game. I don't green as much with anyone as I do with Larry. He's got goal catch and shoot. He's got gold range extender, great release, and silver clamps. He is a player that I am a massive, massive fan of. But I know a lot of people, if they do rely on speed, will hate this guy. So there's a lot of people that love him, a lot of people that hate him. I'm in the camp. I'm in the people that love this card. There are some people that hate the card. So yeah, that's pretty much it. When you're starting off the game, I would definitely advise you to, if you really like 800 MT, go for get a Trevor Ariza in there. Trevor Ariza is great unless you want to go for a like 2-guard Paul George to play at small forward position. That's pretty good as well. As you start to work up things, I definitely would try get Bruce Bowen into the team. And if you want to keep Ariza, that's fine. You want to keep Paul George, that's fine. But Bruce Bowen is definitely a step up from those guys. I would not advise going from Wiggins. And honestly, what I would say is that you will be fine running a Bruce Bowen, a small forward, until you get the MT together to buy a Paul George. As much as I like a Jimmy Butler, I don't see there being any reason to go and pick up a Jimmy. Like, Jimmy is definitely the best at that price range, but I don't see there being a reason why you should pick up Jimmy rather than wait it out and just get yourself a Paul George. So what I would definitely advise you guys to do would be, or maybe if someone else comes out in the meantime while you're saving up, you can upgrade even more. But Bruce Bowen is perfectly fine to run a small forward. I've ran Bruce Bowen, I think in actual games, I'm like 6-0 or 6-1, sorry, on my no money spent account on Xbox on next gen, and I run Bruce Bowen on my no money spent account on PS5. I'm like, for the year, I'm like 14, 15-0 or 15-1, something like that, or PS4. I just keep mixing up my gens, and I've been running Bruce Bowen the whole time. So he's definitely a guy you can use. So in terms of bang for your buck, I would say Bruce Bowen is the best bang for your buck, or maybe Ariza because he's unbelievably cheap. And then after that, I would say you're getting very, very minimal upgrades. Though Paul George is a big upgrade over Bowen, I will say that. But Jimmy Butler is a tiny bit better than Bowen, but then Paul George is a lot better than both of them. So I would advise you kind of to go that route in terms of upgrading. Or do what I do and tactically downgrade and just run, even if you have 100 KMT, just run Bruce Bowen anyway. So anyway, yeah, that is pretty much it. That is the video. Thank you guys for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe.